Hi everyone, Scott Lewis here for Wirefly. Today I'm here to bring you a smartphone schmackdown between Samsung's Galaxy S4 and Apple's iPhone 5. The phones we're comparing in today's schmackdown are available for all four major US carriers. You might notice some slight differences in preloaded software, but the software and hardware that we're comparing in today's schmackdown is exactly the same. We'll be breaking up today's schmackdown into 3 rounds. In round 1 we'll cover the design elements of both phones. In round 2 we'll cover the software that both phones are running. Then in round 3 we'll cover the camera specs and then show you some sample pictures from the Galaxy S4 and the iPhone 5. Let's go ahead and get round 1 of our schmackdown started, the design round. Let me start out by saying the build quality on both phones is solid. The iPhone 5 has an all-aluminum body, while the Galaxy S4 has a polycarbonate body. There are pluses and minuses to both materials. The aluminum body on the iPhone 5 has a great high-quality feel in your hand, but can get scratched and dented if you're not using some kind of a case to protect it. The Galaxy S4's polycarbonate back might scratch a little easier, but because it's removable, you can replace the back if any scratches or scuffs bother you. One other added benefit to the removable back cover is that you can change the look of your phone simply by purchasing a different color. The iPhone 5 is 7.6mm thin versus the 7.9mm thin Galaxy S4. With only a 0.3mm difference between the phones and the more rounded edges on the Galaxy S4, it's very hard to notice any difference between the thickness of both phones. One factor that affects the thickness of a smartphone is the size of its battery. While the iPhone 5 has an embedded 1440 mAh battery that Apple says will last 8 hours of talk time, or up to 225 hours on standby, the Galaxy S4 has a 2600 mAh battery that Samsung says will last 17 hours of talk time, or up to 370 hours on standby. The reality is both phones should get you through an entire day without needing to search for a charger. But both phones will need to be plugged in overnight if you plan to use them the next day. Screen size on the Galaxy S4 is 5 inches with a screen resolution of 1080 by 1920, giving it a pixel density of 441 pixels per inch. The large screen makes it a little hard to use with one hand if you're someone with medium to small size hands. The iPhone 5 has a 4-inch display with resolution of 640 by 1136, giving it a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. The 4-inch display is small enough for easy one-hand navigation from one thumb. To round out round 1, let's cover what's on the inside of the phones. The iPhone 5 is running a 1.3 GHz dual-core Apple A6 processor with 1 GB of RAM, and it's available in 16, 32, or 64 GB of onboard storage. The Galaxy S4 is running a 1.9 GHz quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor with 2 GB of RAM, and comes with 16 GB of onboard storage. If you need more storage after you purchase your iPhone 5, you'll need to use a cloud-based service because it doesn't have an option to add additional memory with a microSD card. Under the back removable cover on the Galaxy S4, you'll find a place to add additional storage with the microSD card. Let's recap the design round real quick. The Galaxy S4 has an advantage if you're looking for a phone with a large display, but the trade-off is that you might need 2 hands to navigate the phone. Just the opposite could be said about the screen on the iPhone 5. While it has an advantage over the Galaxy S4 in single-hand use, it lacks a large screen that many are looking for in their smartphones right now. Performance on both phones is very snappy with almost no difference in their overall usability. That means that the first round is going to be a draw because most of the design round comes down to personal preference about the physical size of the phone and the materials that they're made out of. Now on to round 2, the software round. This iPhone 5 is running the latest version of the iOS operating system 6.1.4, while the Galaxy S4 is running Android 4.2.2. The Galaxy S4 also has Samsung's TouchWiz user interface layered over top of the operating system. If you've ever used an Apple iPod, iPad, or older iPhone, you'll be able to jump right in and use the iPhone 5. And that's mainly because nothing's changed over the years in the way that you navigate it. The Android 4.2.2 operating system is also very user-friendly, but offers considerable more customization options over the basic customization options offered on the Apple products. With Android, you have the option of placing your apps in any location on the screen. You can add widgets that give you information without having to open up the application. The TouchWiz user interface adds tons of value to the Galaxy S4 over a stock Android device. One thing to keep in mind is that the added features only add value if you take advantage of them. One value-add feature that I find most convenient to use is Air Gesture. This allows you to wave your hand over the phone's display without touching it, and the phone will scroll up and down the page or flip from picture to picture. For an in-depth look at the differences between Android and iOS operating systems, check out our iOS vs Android comparison video. Since both phones are very snappy and very responsive, I have to give the win for round 2 to the Galaxy S4 for all the customization options that are available on the Android operating system and the additional value adds that are in the Samsung user interface. Now it's time for round 3, the camera round. Let's start with the specs and then we'll get into some sample photos that will decide the winner for this round and the winner for our Schmackdown. You might think that the Galaxy S4's 13 megapixel primary camera should have an advantage over the iPhone 5's 8 megapixel camera, but we'll have to wait for the sample images to find out for sure. The iPhone 5 also has a front camera that's 1.2 megapixels, while the Galaxy S4 has a 2 megapixel front camera. Let's take a look at some side-by-side samples from both phones. Those were the sample photos from the Galaxy S4 and the iPhone 5. From just the sample images, I would call the camera round a draw. I think the iPhone 5's 8 megapixel camera took just as high quality photo as the Galaxy S4's 13 megapixel camera. So I'd be happy to use either one of these smartphone cameras. And because of the draw in rounds 1 and rounds 3, the winner from round 2, the Galaxy S4, is going to win our overall Schmackdown for today. Now it's time for you to sound off and let us know which phone you think won the Schmackdown today. Did we get it right? Is the Galaxy S4 the better smartphone? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and to stay up to date with the latest in smartphones, make sure to subscribe to our Wirefly YouTube channel. And that wraps up our Schmackdown for today. I'm Scott Lewis for Wirefly. Thanks for watching.